Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what is officially D6 Season 2, or should I say D6 for D&D Adventures Season 2. Howdy hi, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope you've waited for well, you've been happy waiting, should I say. It's been a while, it generally has, but we're here, and we're ready to have some fun. And I'm obviously not alone, because the Dungeon Master is nothing without his faithful adventurers to run around in the world that he has created. And I am joined by the fabulous ones themselves, starting off with our beloved gnome that loves to be chucked around and says, well, it's fine. It's Ericus, aka Craig.
Like I said, everything will be fine. Don't worry about it.
There you go, simple as. It works. It just works. We also have...
I have my gear.
Oh, there you go. We also have Kerry, aka Callista.
Hey, I'm dying of tonsillitis, but I'm still here.
That's how you rock it. Hey.
Yeah.
We also have Nathan, aka Ziskin Bellafor.
Wagwan, doing some holy shit today. Yeet.
Like one of those millennial paladins.
He's one of these hipster ones.
Wow.
My deity would not like that. Anyway. We also have Ryan, aka Venric.
Right, folks, it is the drunk dwarf Venric. As you are clearly know me by now, considering I've pretty much been in every episode, other than 2, I think.
I think so, yes. Longest running character thus far that hasn't died. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to keep it that way.
For now.
And we're also joined by a new party member to the team. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Tom, aka T.
Yeah! My battle cry.
He's gonna fit in great.
That's
So we
brilliant.
got... Oh, good thing I had myself muted on Discord right there. But that would have been a massive echo.
Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, let's get cracking on. Okay, so, if anyone missed out on what happened at the end of Season 1, I implore you to go back and watch the Christmas special that we had. But with that said, we're not at the Christmas special now. It is about a few weeks after the events of the Christmas special, where the team went down into the depths of the city of Dagboulder and discovered a hidden truth. The hidden truth being a scale left behind from a black dragon. But the crazy thing was, it wasn't just the party down there at that time that had that mental image flow through their heads of the dragon as a baby, this war going on, the dragon growing up and seemingly breaking free, and then a black tower engulfed by flames and all that jazz. Every single party member, even if they weren't down there, witnessed that. They could have been having a drink, they could have been sleeping, everyone saw it. It was big. But this has shocked the life out of you guys, but since that has occurred, you have been welcomed into the realm of the king's quarters, and the king himself has awarded you with unique gifts, or information, so to say, to all of you. Now, for those who he did talk to, would you like to disclose what your wheelings and dealings were with the king, or would you like to keep it quiet?
I will. I got a little pet rabbit thing.
It is actually super adorable.
Ow.
It's a flying. It's like a half bird, half rabbit, half no wait. A third rabbit, a third snake, a third bird. There you go.
What's it sound like?
But,
What does it sound like?
Yeah.
A rabbit.
A rabbit?
So, yeah.
I have information of something that had happened to my hometown. That is all.
Oh.
Very ominous.
Yeah, but I got a rabbit.
Ah, I have information of my own hometown and what had happened to it.
Nice.
But a rabbit.
Has
Can I
it become?
attach the rabbit to my shield? And call it
No,
Jeffrey?
it's sitting on my shoulder, and I haven't thought of a name for him yet.
Is it a he or a she?
Did you just assume it's gender, maybe?
I just,
No.
I just assumed it's gender.
Oh no.
I haven't sexed it yet, so it's okay.
Okay.
We'll
I
find
should
out
know
in
that.
time.
In time. In time. So what, like a future quest line, sexed the monster.
Oh my
Sex
god.
the rabbit.
Oh no.
Flopping
Well-
its legs up in the air.
I am suddenly regretting DMing this. Anyway,
Poke its bulge. Just poke it.
so yeah, everyone's had their visits with the king and had a favour from the king. Obviously, some of you have disclosed information, others have not, or they haven't necessarily disclosed everything, but that will be fleshed out later. So after that has occurred, it's been at least 5 days since everyone was individually called into the king's quarters, and then all of a sudden, you guys have been sent a letter from the king himself requesting your audience as to what is known as the Royal War Room, the official room where, in case major battles or wars were to be held, that's where they are. That's where they are met.
I'll be carrying on drinking and be like, right, I suppose I better getting going on my merry little way after this barrel ale.
And the bartender's
Are we
just
in
looking
the-
at you like, yeah, mate.
Are we in the town now? Where the
Yeah,
king
so-
is, or
Yeah, so you
Okay.
guys are just chilling out in the tavern. This is when you've been like given out these letters, like royally sealed, like to each one of you individually from this courier that's just come into the pub.
Okay. So what is he just requesting the meeting? Does it say what about?
Yes, so the letter itself reads out that the king humbly wishes your audience in the official royal war room at your earliest convenience. There is a dire matter that needs to be discussed. Yours
I drop
sincerely,
everything and
His
just-
Royal Majesty.
I just drop everything and just start making my way.
I finish my drink and then bugger off.
I will
I'm
join
still,
them.
I'm still trying to finish on my keg. I'll just catch up to him in a bit. I'll catch up to you guys in a little bit. Let me just finish this keg, alright?
I mean, I'm just gonna like kind of saunter after them, but kind of like a little
Waddle.
mini dash because I have kind of I let my small to kick off.
So the lot of you have the same letter. The only difference out of the letters is Tabe's. But you see, Tabe, your letter is very slightly different because you didn't necessarily help out or were committed in the Shockjammer, in like the whole arc involving Shockjammer, but you are well known. The king obviously knows of you. Maybe even from your gladiatorial days where you used to fight in the arenas all around the major continents. So
I did. I kicked a lot of ass.
there you go. So you've been summoned as well as a way of thinking, right, we could use you.
Cool. I'm definitely gonna go. Definitely. I'm gonna bring my
Nice.
mighty shield.
Lovely. Right, so all of you head towards the royal estate as per last time. And as you are greeted into the royal estate, which is basically embedded into the mountain, or into this huge mountainous face that you guys have seen prior when you had your meetings with the king, a different entrance opens up and it just leads down a causeway heading straight into the war room. The war room itself is quite a large room in itself, a very big table that houses a large map of the major continent that Dag Boulder sits in. On top of that, there is a series of obviously chairs around this very ornate table. There's tapestries of like the royal family sigils throughout the years. There's even like busts of like monsters or beasts that have been hunted down by the royal family over the years, just ornately placed around the walls. And of course, like in any war room, a big chandelier hanging from above.
I burp loudly.
It echoes.
That is the thing, actually. You do burp, and you just hear this like continuous echo of.
Someone should do an armpit fart.
Brilliant.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna sit down at this table.
Lovely. So, you guys have entered the war room, and as you do, you see this grand door open up, and His Royal Majesty walking out from the door, just welcoming you guys with a friendly wave as behind him follow three individuals. I do apologise. 3 individuals before him. A few of you might recognise one of these individuals. One of the individuals being that dwarf that was helping you guys out during the shock jammer fights, but got clawed by one of the spiders, or a bit of the spider venom.
Huh.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah.
But yet you notice one thing about him. He doesn't have any of that like green vein infection anymore. Though he seems to have been cured.
That's amazing.
I was about to say, does he still have an arm?
Yes, he does. And it's human. Well, dwarf.
Excellent. Well, dwarf human is like.
We're all common, it's fine.
Hey, have a drink. I'm with you.
Brilliant. So they all like slap some like tomes down, etc. And the king like beckons you guys and just says, "Thank you, my friends, for joining me. It must have been quite strange for you to have received a letter from me so soon after we had previously met, but I'm afraid I've been dwelling on something quite dark these last few nights."
Dark in what way, sir?
Well, you see, one of your fellow partymen, you indeed, Venric, brought something up to me when we...
What did I do? What did I do? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
You brought something to my attention that was quite worrying, and it was during that final battle with that monster shock jammer that you explained to me. Something about time itself seeming to stop, and a mysterious voice crying out to you.
Oh yes, I've had too much beer, my lord. Do you think a dwarf of my caliber can remember, like 5 days ago?
Like him and his other, like, and all the other guys that are around him just have a light chuckle and realise, yeah, that's why we love him. And he looks over at you and just goes, "Do not worry, my friend, you did not have to remember if need be. Sadly, I've had to remember too much. It has just been dwelling too much on my head. Anyway, I must apologise."
He stares like an anime character into the hall.
Just like little tiny paper fluttering from the wind.
And a glint in his eye.
Desu.
Anime AF.
So he like snaps himself out of this anime style trance that he's put himself in, and clocks back on as he says, "Right, I do apologise, as there is an introduction I must make. To anyone, Venric, that might not necessarily remember who I am, I must introduce myself again. I am King Leonidas Strongrock III, leader of the city of Dagboda, and a very thankful king that you have indeed appeased and helped in the dire fight against Shockjammer. I do thank you, even to this day."
Thanks for the rabbit.
You're welcome. And the other reason why he introduces himself is because he points over to Tabe and just goes, "Now, I must inquire and introduce you to a fellow cohort that I thought would be worthwhile of introducing you to. This is Tabe. He is a dragonborn, but as you may see, he adorns a gigantic shield on his back. This individual is one of the most renowned gladiators of the land, and I'm very happy to know him by both being a fan of his as well as being a friend of his.
I've signed many an autograph to his word.
He has indeed."
I just kind of shoot Tom a nod of approval.
And then,
Hey!
Return the nod.
Dave, do you drink, good sir?
I drink like the hearty dwarf, good dwarf.
Excellent. We'll get on fine.
Love it. So he introduces everyone to Tabe. You all feel genuinely good about things, which is great, really great. But he has to crack on to business. But before he does, he also has to introduce his fellow people that he's come into the room with. So he points over to his right, where he's got a couple of individuals with him, a dwarf and a human. and goes over and says, "Now this dwarf you may remember from your campaigns fighting against Shockjam." He's like, "You right, lads?"
Greetings, fellow dwarf.
Hey-oh.
Another one, really. More dwarfs.
Well, this is a city of dwarfs, lad.
No, I'm not good with dwarfs. Let's say that much.
Apart from Venric, right?
I mean,
Tolerable.
yeah, let's go with that.
That's a good word. That's a good word. Now the trick is, he does look at you guys with like a very serious stare and just goes, Before we crack on with the other introductions, Your Majesty, there is something I do need to quickly do. That is, I've kept something secret from you throughout all that time that you've helped me and helped everyone take down Shockjammer. And I need to tell you right now. He looks down at the table as if he regrets keeping something back from everyone all this time. Looks up towards you guys again and says, "My name is Gerald von Shockjammer."
I get my staff out.
Dun dun dun.
I will just stand there drinking my ale, be like, oh well.
I want to say I glare at you from the corner of the room. Yeah.
How does everybody else react?
So
Again,
like,
I'm just drinking my beer at the
so
moment, just like going,
the king hasn't reacted at all, and neither has the other cohorts around him. The rest of you just seem incredibly shocked.
I mean, I'm
Shock jammered.
now.
Yeah.
In which case, then, due to obviously what happened in law with my wife, with the fact that Shockjammer actually killed my wife, I'm gonna cast Misty Step and teleport behind him.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
So you teleport behind him, and as you do, the one of the king's like cohorts, a human, just stands in front of you, in between him and like Gerald, and the king just like puts an arm in front of Gerald and stares over everyone and just implores everyone, stop what you're doing, put down your weapons, it's okay.
And the
This is-
keg.
yeah, I'm drinking out the cake here, I'm doing nothing. I'm literally just drinking.
That was fine. So he says to stop, and as he does, tries to explain things. There's a reason as to why he did not want to reveal himself until now. Do you think if he revealed his true identity to you whilst you were trying to fight Shockjammer, that you would be able to take him seriously? He made
is
a
very
very
true.
big decision to go against his father, and I'm sure he'll explain.
Well,
But why
yes,
did he go against his father?
Well,
Like, can you tell us now?
Gerald specifically steps back a little bit in order to clarify this to Ziskin himself, as if he feels very responsible for something. Stares at Ziskin and says, "My father used to be one of the best politicians this city has ever seen. A great friend to the king and a bunch of people from the city. Was honoured to be his son. Then he did something despicable. I don't know what it was. He just changed. He changed from a loyal member of the royal family, a determined friend and ally, and decided to backstab everybody. Before the events of what happened in Malcolmite, and this is when he gets quite emotional, because he's trying not to like shed a tear in front of you, Ziskin.
Yeah.
But he looks at you and says, that was when my father took a bunch of us dwarfs, your wife included, and used them as test subjects. Killed them, tortured them, made them into abominations for things I have. And he just ducks his head down to one side in complete regret. But
He's ashamed, I'm guessing.
yeah, basically.
Well,
because
now
it's just-
I'm
Go ahead.
my character's like super stressed out now, so he's just kind of like bowing his head, just pacing about.
And he like musters up the courage and looks back up again and just goes, I had to walk away from my father. It was the toughest decision I could have ever made. My brother Garfield, which I'm sure you guys have met in the past, and he destroyed him, which was fair. He became an abomination, one of his first test subjects. I refused to be the same, but I must explain that I was also tested upon. You may see that my arm no longer is plagued by that of the venom that I was struck by. My body has a very slow but very potent regenerative process inside of it. I was embedded with the same magical energies as my brother, but where he had a physical element inside of him, I just had magic directly injected into my body. I am but one of his abominations, and I am a physical living proof of his evil. I spend every day regretting being related to that man, and I'm trying every day to try and fight back against it. Just
I
like,
apologize.
Oh, go ahead.
I just say to him that I apologize for my hostilities, and I just say, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can understand where I'm coming from with this news, but I completely sympathise.
Like
I shall look loudly till you break the ice. Just like, yeah, that was me.
like he looks towards you, Ziskin, like grabs your shoulder as if like battle brother style, and like just gives you like one of his deepest apologies on behalf of his family.
I put my arm on his shoulder and just say I accept.
Right, now that's over and done with. Anyone fancy a beer?
Yeah, you
I
can
need
like
one.
dish out a few beers to everyone to like help break the mood. Like do it like oh, what's that video game? Like do it like Tapper, where you just got like a series of rows, was like everyone's got drink. Top score. Great.
Totally.
So with that done, Gerald looks back to the king, and the king, okay, that bit's done. It needed to be done. Let's move on with business. The king then points towards the human that stood in your way, Ziskin, and introduces him as, now that you have been introduced to Gerald, allow me to introduce you to one of my other closest allies. Yes, he is human in this city of dwarves, but we've opened over the last 100 years. We have brought all the races into our city, and everyone's become welcome, and this has become one of my trusted friends. I give you Marx and Drax, one of the greatest philosophers and one of my greatest guides.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And he just looks at you guys and just like, you alright?
Beer? She's fancy beer?
He looks at the beer, looks at you, and just goes, "Oh, you got a deal on that one."
Excellent.
Like just grabs a tankard for you. That's like, just like dash towards him over the table, and he's like, good stuff."
Thank you. I try my best. Trying to get the best beer in the world, though.
Nice. And then so they were both on the king's right. On the king's left is like this slightly older gentleman, very heavily cloaked, holding a staff. Not necessarily using the staff to keep up, but definitely using it as a support to walk more. Where he has a very long, deep beard. He's an older dwarf with many a wrinkle on his face, but he's like brimming with knowledge. In fact, why don't you all roll me an Arcana check?
Oh dear.
Whoa! It's an intelligence check, isn't it?
Yeah.
God damn it, I've not done this in so long and I've forgotten how to do things.
Hopefully I'm doing it right.
How do I do this? I'm so new to using this.
Okay, so I've got your character set up. I will.
Wow! That was a natural 20.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh wait, no, never mind. It was a 19. 19. Minus 1 down to 18.
Limited by you.
I know the mysteries of the universe now, apparently.
Okay, so Tom, if you go in Roll20, where the chat box is, if you go to the top where there's like an icon of a newspaper,
Yeah, got it.
click that and that'll show your journal. And then if you find your character's name on that journal, that will have your character sheet and everything on there.
Oh, no way! Oh, wow. Why didn't I know this before? This is amazing.
And then I believe you just click Arcana and it should roll it for.
Oh, I've just done that. I have. Ignore the intelligence check on roll 20 then and just go for the Arcana then, Dom.
No worries. Good roll. Damn.
Did roll?
That's a number 2.
Wow.
Right, so
Best roll.
so Callista and Tabe, you just identify the old man as like, that's a very old man. Nice beard. Not good beard game, but an old man. Now as for Ericus and Venric, this game, did you roll?
Yeah, I got a 14.
Oh, lovely. So you, Ericus and Venric, are looking at this old man, and you realise this old man is brimming with magical energy. Like, you just get this presence of pure, like, power out of him, even though, like, he's a little bit older and withered. Like, you do not want to mess with this guy in a fight. Yes, with your Arcana checks, some of you are able to identify that this guy is brewing with some very powerful magical energies, as the king introduces him properly and goes, now, this right here used to be my father's magister. He's been in our family for quite a long time, as you can probably tell from his age. Don't you dare say that to me, boy! Remember who raised you back in the schools! I'm sorry. The king just looks away as if to think, damn, he's still treating me like a kid. And goes to introduce him properly and goes, this is Polnaris Molkov. And he is one of our oldest and wisest dwarves. And as some of you can probably already tell, a magnificent wizard.
Nice to meet you.
He looks a bit thirsty. Do you require beer, good sir?
Back in my days, I didn't even drink beer. I used to drink water and add alcohol via vat of the arcane.
I like
That's
this.
incredible.
Magic beer. Got it.
So I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to stick to what I'm currently drinking, which is just my plain water. Now, Benric, you want to roll the dice to see if you can identify whether this water is just water.
Ooh, please.
Okay. Why don't you roll
It's tequila.
That would be awesome. Just roll me a straight d20.
Okay, I will roll a straight d20.
Let's see if your
Rolling
master
it.
skills are on point.
Oh my god, they're not. They're really not.
It's a 3! Oh no. So effectively,
I think I'm a bit too drunk now.
effectively you try to identify whether, is this truly water? Yeah, it's water. It's wet, it's clear, it's water.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. It's like, just look at it, it's like, no, that's water.
As Panaris just like takes a casual swig of it, just like a little bit jolly and happy, even though he's surrounded by young whippersnappers. So now, all the introductions are done as the king looks towards you all and says, right, now that the introductions are done, I must explain why we are all here. I guess you are probably all wondering as to why I was so troubled by what Venric told me that while ago. You see, I've been reading up thanks to Polnaris and his limited library here in TheXploder. And what you said reminded me of a tale I was taught back in my young days. A tale that I thought was only myth, but could actually becoming true. Has anyone ever heard the story of D?
Nope.
I had the D once.
Can't say I have. Jesus Christ.
Oh wow.
Does the D involve alcohol?
It did in my story.
Oh, same here.
Brilliant. I want everyone to roll me a history check, and then we'll find out whether you do know anything about the story of D.
Oh, a 23. Ooh.
14.
16.
7.
11. 7
Nice one. So, Ziskin and Ericus, sadly you don't know a lot. You just hear the name D, and it's like, especially you, Ericus, is like, D.
I'm from a different country.
Actually,
it's fine.
what is D a name or because
You're too stupid to know.
I don't.
Now, this is you trying to visualize it. It's like, is it a name? Is it an item? Is it a thing?
Yeah.
Like doing
Is
all
it a-
these like facial and hand expressions, and everyone's looking at you thinking, what is he thinking?
Don't look at me. I can't be.
I'm kind of just like, step aside, bitch. I know.
And then, like, Ziskin, even though you've obviously been born and raised in Dagboulder, you've never been told this story before, so you're just being a bit puzzled, thinking, what could that mean? But everyone else, Venric, Tabe, and Callista, you recall about a tale that you might have heard either out on your travels, or when you were younger, or since you have been in Dagboulder, about this story of D. The nitty-gritty of it is basically that it's a story around this individual that is only known as D, who went on this grand pilgrimage around the entire continent to gather magical energy, only to then use that energy against the continent itself, and cause the whole area to go into all-out warfare against one another, resulting in him and his soul being split into multiple parts in order to keep peace across the land.
Horcrux.
It's not Voldemort. It's Voldy.
Oh, God's
Yeah.
sake. There we go. So, with that knowledge, would you like to say anything to the king?
This sounds
Are
very
these-
evil.
Oh. And are these people coming with us? This human and others?
Well, sadly, my cohorts will have to stay here with me as we must identify whether what we believe is true or not. But they are here with me today in order to help us identify some leads that I'm sure if you are willing, you could potentially go on my behalf.
As long as there's no humans.
My lead, good king, sir.
Yes, Venwick.
Do I get beer?
As much as you need to travel, my friend.
Excellent! I'm in for it.
That's not enough for the dwarf.
It's more enough for my travels, considering I drink a keg a day.
So, with that disclosed, the king looks at you all and says, well, the reason why I bring up this story of D is that, obviously, as far as we've all known, it's been a myth. It's a tale that we've talked about in Dagboulder and across the continent for years. But it seems to maybe be true. What you said, Venwick, when time stood still and that mysterious voice spoke to you. There was a line within one of these tomes that I read, discussing that of a mysterious stranger with the letter of D as a name. And they said that they could hear his voice without his mouth even opening. It felt as if he
A
spoke.
ventriloquist.
And it felt as if he spoke, whilst time itself stood still.
That's just having really good sex.
God damn it. This is what I've got to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. This is This is the best. Right.
I mean, as Tabe and I know, we get to the D, apparently.
We do.
Oh boy.
Oh!
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Oh god.
Many a night I've spent in a small hole.
Quite literally.
I was the small hole.
Don't you know it?
This
I don't know what
sun,
that means, but that's funny.
this suddenly went away. I was never expecting.
Yeah, it's like
What, like the Spanish Inquisition? Unexpected.
Yeah,
it's like
very
Tabe
much.
and I have just started flirting in the hall, just ignoring everyone else, just talking about our small holes.
So, like you're just whispering to each other. So it's like, so D.
Roll a charisma.
No, god damn it.
At this point, can I just get like Susan out and just be like, do you understand any of that? Like,
I got a 14 charisma. How did I do?
Yeah, like
I got 15.
Ziskin felt left out of his whole.
Well, I'm
bromance.
being butt raped.
like
I've left out the romance.
Callista's,
Just shoots finger guns across the room.
like Callista's just gone up to like Tabe and just nudged him, just go the DA winking, and Tabe's just like just a D
No,
for
I've just gone up
Dragonborn.
to him. I've just gone up to him and gone, "How you doing?"
I'm just
then-
like standing there like, it's taking an unexpected turn for the others.
And then Ziskin is
Who
just
might-
like misstep next to you guys, just go, hey. And
Well, I got
whilst
Christmas
Benrick is
20.
just like, just uttering himself like an old drinking song.
Making love to the keg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Making love. We love the cake. God love the cake.
Keg and Love. The new song from Benrick. Oh god.
The poor king, he's just standing there where we're all hitting on each other and
soon in
having sex with
2025.
kegs.
Basically.
All I need is a barrel of hay. That's all I need.
God damn it. Right,
I
so
mean, I'm just like still not. Mate, like Elkins just has no idea what's going on, so he's just gonna get Susan out to talk to.
so while all that's going on, Susan just comes out of her orb, manifests herself, and for the first time since it has been a while, Susan actually manifests herself as an actual female. Because for the longest time, Susan has been manifesting itself as a generic humanoid shape, but has decided to take a proper feminine shape in order to get used to the name of Susan.
You just pretty.
Just like
Susan can help you find the D.
Oh, God. For God's sake.
Do an investigation check to find the D.
No. So Susan like goes into a trance for a moment and sees to identify whether she knows anything about like this whole phenomenon with the D. I've called it the D. My God, no.
Oh my god.
It's huge!
Can you please roll for Susan an intelligence check for her?
Alright.
Specifically history, if that helps.
Susan. Come on, PDF. Lord damn you, I should have done this earlier.
Hey, you weren't as expecting to take Susan out now, was you?
This is true. Alright.
He never does.
No one can predict when you need to whip out a Suze. Even I'm doing it. What is this? Welcome to season 2, where we have innuendo bingo every episode.
Valentine's
this
Day
wouldn't-
special.
Claim your points now.
Your bingo word you're looking for is innuendo.
There you go.
I don't. History or?
Yes, that'll be a history check.
Just straight up history, alright. Well, no proficiencies or. Hey now.
That's pretty damn good. So, with a 19, Susan is able to come out of his trance, have a look, address. For God's
This
sake.
trance was it a That's So Raven moment.
Sorry, Dum. I'm in the gutter now. I am so sorry. I'm in the gutter.
But I am the god.
Oh god. Oh, what have I got myself into again for this season? Right. So with that, addresses everyone and says that I can identify that this individual known as D may still exist. And upon that information coming out, the king and like the cohorts with him just snap towards Susan and just go, what is this creation?
She's Susan.
Don't want to know.
She's Susan. That's it.
Like,
That's all I know. That's all yeah, I don't know any more than that.
like
That's it.
Gerald looks over at Susan, gives her a quick eye. Hey. God, you guys,
Oh,
what have,
Ericus, you better watch out.
what have you guys done to me? Gives her the eye over, looks over at Ericus and just goes, This is one of my father's experiments. This is the experiment that worked.
So you know what she's actually a thing. She's like, so there's more to Susan than just Susan.
There's more than meets the eye.
So he looks at everyone quickly and just goes, I don't understand a lot, because by the time I knew his experiments were being made, I decided to leave him to his evil deeds and put together that big force to fight against him. But from what I remember, he was working on this experiment that would be the ultimate device of some kind, complete with absolute magical energy, to the point where it looks like a liquid metal being, but they're made out of pure energy.
I don't. Magic water, basically.
So he just looks at you and just goes, like points at Susan. Magical thingamajig.
I give him a thumbs up. Give him a thumbs up, just slightly nod. Gotcha.
Nice one. With that said, and the king still stunned that Susan has actually identified that this D character might still exist, his darkest fears may have just come true, as his head just goes looking down at the table and just goes, it's true then. He does exist. This means we have no time left. My friends, we have to alert the other major cities of this land. If this D does truly exist, the second coming of the Great War is upon us.
I'd simply state that this is what I've been training for my whole life.
Can I drink more ale to this? Ale sounds good.
Of course. So the king points towards the map and identifies a series of major cities on the map. And upon identifying these, is about to say to you what the next best course of plan is going to be, until all of a sudden the doors leading in slam wide open as there is a guard rushing in, out of breath, and with just what seems to be him in pure panic, as he looks to everyone and goes, "My lord! Everyone here! There is danger! Danger at the front gates of the city!"
I start charging out the door.
I follow suit.
I will follow.
Like everyone dashes out, including the king, including Markson, and even Polnareus, even though he's old, can keep up with you young whippersnappers very well. You don't know what he's using.
Walking very slowly with my ale, but I am not spilling my very famous ale. I will get there when
I will carry it if I have to.
Go for it! I'm very heavy. I have my cake on me.
Nice one. So everyone's charging outside the doors, and as you do, you see the front gates like you're invited upon top of the ramparts, on top of the front gates, as you see just a series of soldiers, dwarven soldiers, clad in their black iron armor, with crossbows pointing out to what just seems to be this Everglade in front of you. And in this forest, a single being is standing outside of it. You can only just see him with your natural gaze. I want everyone to roll me an what's the check I'm thinking of here? Let me
Perception?
I don't think it's perception. Let me just remind myself. I am terrible, I know.
Investigation.
Acrobatics. Athletics?
Roll me an
Anything
investigation
with
check.
survival.
I'm all survival. roll me investigation. See if you can identify this individual in the distance.
Hopefully this works.
Or whether it is.
Wow, we both rolled natural ones.
Wow.
I'm not even sure what the investigation button is.
Oh wow.
It's an ant! I swear it's an ant!
Well, I can't see investigation on here.
If
It's
that's the
on your
case,
skills.
or just hit intelligence if it's not there.
Yeah, it's not there.
That's really weird.
There we go.
That's
17.
alright, that still works.
I mean, I got a 0. I got nothing. I've got nothing on this dude.
So like,
Are you even sure it's a dude?
so like,
Oh, yeah,
Tabe,
shit.
Tabe and Ericus are trying to like identify from afar, and they're like, nope,
It's a bird! It's a plane!
it's
I
a black
can't
dot.
see even behind everyone else's legs. That's all I can see.
Shit, how strong was that ale? How strong was it?
And with that being done, like everyone else are like trying to identify this character from a while back, and it is literally just one guy. There's not an army. There's not like potential people hiding in the woods for quite a way away from the ramparts, but not like so far away. But it's literally one man, and like the king and his cohorts were all there with you. The guard that had to run all the way back here, still very much out of breath, because everyone just decided to charge to the ramparts, is then just questioned by the king as he just turns around to him and goes, "It's just one man. What are you possibly scared about one man for? Your Majesty, look." And he points down from the ramparts. And you guys can look down from the ramparts, and as you do, the gates are wide open because there were a few guards that wanted to interrogate or investigate what this might have been. These guards, even though they've only taken just a few steps from outside of the gates, have been killed. And yet it seems as if this
How have they been
person-
killed? Like, by the guy, but I'm presuming, but
Well,
how?
because you rolled so well, you, Venric, and Ziskin can identify that the bodies themselves.
Identify.
You can identify that the bodies have a big slash mark on, like, through their chest armor, even to the point that it's just showing like parts of their inner chest.
Guys, what's going on? I can't see. Someone lift me up. The wall's too high.
I put the gnome on my shoulder.
That'll do. Thank you.
I whisper in Tabe's ear what's going on. Because obviously he can't tell.
Shit, mate.
I must just say I'm having slight internet problems at the moment.
No
I
worries.
don't know why.
What's the internet?
I don't know what happened after the when I rolled after that. Everything just phased in until now.
They basically,
Okay, I put it in the chat anyway.
yeah, it's in the Roll20 chat for you to
That's
help you out. So yes, you can identify that these guys have been just slashed very heavily across the chest, yet it looks as if no one else has moved, not this character or any of the guards on the ramparts. And
How
so-
weak were these men to die all of a sudden? How weak were they?
like the guard just looks over at you and just say, "But sir, we have been training for many years in case of defending the city. Those were two of our finest reconnaissance men. Just
But
slain
they're not
in an
very
instant."
well. They're not very well equipped, are they? Really? I've seen better armor in the gladiator pit.
Can we persuade him that he's shit? Or can I at
Yes.
least?
Do you want to persuade him or intimidate him into believing he's shit?
I'm gonna intimidate him.
Ooh, okay, I'll persuade.
Okay,
I'm
so,
gonna intimidate.
okay, so
I'm
that's
This is the thing
that's
right
good.
now.
Nice.
Oh,
25!
oh my god! So
Intimidation.
And it's a critical as well!
so
Yep.
Callista, you go up to him first, and it's just like, it's okay. You're shit.
We've all been shit. But that was when we were 5.
But then, as you like take your hand off and go back to the ramparts, Venric just like goes up to him and just goes, "Yeah, you shit!" Like the guard just suddenly just comes like with sopping depression as he just goes down from the ramparts, like shoddingly hanging onto his lance, just moping as he steps down and walks home.
Yes.
We wave and smile him off to his doom.
I just wave as he goes away. Just, bye.
The king.
I say to his doom, he's going home, but still.
Everyone's standing at the ready of a moment as the king looks towards one of the other guards and just says to him, "Has he moved at all from that position?" And one of the guards holding a crossbow just simply says, "Oh, your majesty, he stood there this whole time and our men died just like that."
They didn't move. They just stayed there, just went and died.
Did they kill themselves in terror?
By the looks of things, no. These slash marks cannot be self-inflicted.
Dom,
Yes.
can I walk up to the guy with booze and be like, "Do you want a beer?"
Well, he's quite a few miles away, so if you want
That's
to...
fine, I can walk that.
Would anyone like
Are
to
Are
join
you sure you've
Venric
got
on
like
his walk?
tiny legs?
I will
I
join
mean-
him on his walk.
I'd say I can be quite a seductress and persuade him.
Depending on how those slashes actually came to be, whether it's some form of like projectile of magic, I'm gonna stand at the front, sword and shield drawn. Not sword, but battle axe and shield
Right.
drawn.
What
That's-
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Susan come out,
Right,
look at her,
right,
look at the dude,
right.
look back at her, do the thing.
Shit.
And now he's
so-
on a horse.
And so Susan just like comes out of the ball that hangs like on like your belt buckle. Identifies the
for now.
target, straps takes her arms, attaches it to like parts of her ramparts. As you see like her mouth dive down, a shining laser charging from inside of her mouth as it fires point blank at this guy. Roll me a chance to hit that.
Armor. Oh, let me see. Let me check. Beam upon hit. Am I going off strength on that one, or
That's off of your dex.
my dex?
The
Okay.
Susan's dex, bear in mind.
Susan dex. Yes. So that's just her dex modifier. Does this count as proficiency for the weapon? I don't
Yes.
think it does. It does.
Yes.
So that means I add my proficiency twice, doesn't it?
Would not
No.
be Susan's proficiency.
That's just Susan's proficiency.
1d20 plus my modifier.
So does that mean we've lost the chance to talk to this guy because someone
wait.
decided to shoot him?
Just
Okay.
wait.
I'm laser happy. Yes. That's 13.
So Susan fires the laser. The laser at first hits the ground in front of him, but then arcs upwards in a straight line, targeting towards him. And all you see is without this figure even moving, you just see the beam just apparently hit the target, but the target is still standing there. And suddenly you see a row of the trees to his right hand side collapse.
Well, fuck.
I'm gonna just start advancing towards him.
My friends,
You got a
be
first
careful when
right.
approaching this one. I'll have my guards at the ready, just in case you need support.
I mean, to
I'm
be fair,
about
your
halfway
dad's
there by now,
talking
just
to-
offering him beer.
I'm getting my shield at the ready.
Right. So,
That's basically Susan out
You
for
guys have
a
come-
long while.
you guys have come down from the ramparts and are heading now up to this target. And as you get closer, you realise this target is actually moving closer towards you. But doesn't seem to be in an aggressive stance. Doesn't seem to be aggressive at all, actually. And as he gets closer and closer, you see that he's wearing, which just seems to be this like elegant, bright white and even slightly pink cloth sash around his
He's a
chest.
pansy!
No.
Oh boy.
And seems to be wearing like a very like ornate Asian style getup with a big like hand woven hat masking his eyes from your sight. You also identify
So he's like kind of wearing a kimono, kind of.
basically yes.
Right.
You can also but you can also identify his armaments. It seems to be a sword in a style that none of you have necessarily seen before. Seems to be slightly.
Can I do a history check on it?
Yes. Why don't you all do a history check for me? See if you can identify
Well,
the sword.
I was going to ask if I could do a history check on his clothing because it's very
do that.
unusual.
By all means,
Okay.
go for it.
Oh,
Rolled a 16.
ooh, an 18.
I just know clothes.
I know clothes.
Yeah.
I know. It's
It's clothes.
Oh my god, how the hell do I know this when I'm an idiot?
Okay, so Benrick and Tom, Benrick and Tay, you look at this individual and you just think it's a bit of a weird sort of person, a fancy sword.
Again, I'm just kind of offering him alcohol at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't see any reaction from him involving the alcohol at the time. In the meantime, Ziskin, Callista, and Ericus, you guys are able to identify his get-up a little bit more, and especially you, Callista, throughout your times like honing your skills as a shapeshifter, you came across what you thought was a mysterious place, which was in fact a hidden city. And inside of this hidden city, you saw all of these individuals that seemed to be from the same ethnic background that this guy is from, and wore like similar kimono style dress. His sword, however, which is specifically identified from Ericus and Ziskin, you can
Somehow.
identify that it's a longsword, but it's thinner, and instead of a longsword hilt having a proper, like, hefty hilt to it, the hilt is just literally the end part of the sword. It seems to be more
So
of
would
a
you-
katana than a sword.
I was going to say, would you say it was more of a rapier? But if you say it's katana, then it's katana.
Yeah.
I want one.
So you're getting closer and closer, and as you get close enough, there's about a sizable gap between you as he stops and says, "Halt right there! I'm sorry, my friends, but I must ask you something before I step closer."
Go on.
John!
Do you require beer?
He genuinely chuckles at that answer, but shakes his head in reclinement as he looks towards you, even though you cannot identify his eyes. You just get the feeling that he is looking towards you all, and asks you a simple question. Would I be addressing those that took down Alfred von Shockjammer?
You would be, yes.
Maybe. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. I have had too much ale.
Well, I mean, he kind of blew himself up, so... Maybe?
I just let Ziskin talk for us.
Yeah, I mean, they don't call me one smite man for no reason.
So he looks at a lot of you, and he's quite satisfied as you see this smirk come across his face, and he lowers his hand down and crosses his hands in front of you all as he does a deep bow in front of you all, and just simply says, "But allow me to introduce myself, as you are the ones I've been sent to find. My name is Yoshimoto. I come from a far-off land, and I've been brought here by my master for one reason. I've been asked to test your skills.
Our skills.
My skills in drinking? I can
Thank
easily
you.
now drink cool.
I kind of showed you everything I've got, so that's it.
Like you say that to him, and he looks back at you and says, yes, that attack of yours was quite different. However, I've seen versions of it in the past. Something
What?
very quite easy to deflect.
You know the people that can do it. Can they teach me how to do it? I want to do it. That's cool.
Not exactly people that can do it. Let's say
Oh.
creatures that can do it.
Oh.
When you say creatures, what kind of creatures do you speak of?
Ah, creatures of all different shapes and sizes. Some as large as dragons, even bigger. Yet, also some as small as frogs.
Would any of them be a displacer beast?
Now he chuckles a little bit as he looks towards you and goes, no displacer beast has the power of that. They are but simple creatures.
Do you know where I could find one?
I may know of a few locations, but alas, I must stop you there. But that is not why I am here. I am here as a guest from my master, as I said, to test your skills. You may have seen them by those guards that you obviously walked past, but decided to come close to stopping the party.
Who is your master? You need to give us a name.
He just stands there adamant, not reacting. Why don't you try persuading him?
Oh, okay.
Can I try
Oh my.
intimidating him in that?
Persuaded.
Wow.
Oh,
He
shit.
is on the
I'm not even gonna doubt that. I'm not even gonna try that.
Damn. So
Wow.
you're like put on like your female charm, do a little bit of a lean, just bend.
Oh,
to say
sexily walk up to him, bend over a little bit, and be like, so, you know.
Is she always like this? Say that to Benric.
that he's obviously entranced by all of this, but he does react and go. I guess I can tell you who my master is. Have any of you heard of Doom?
The
D?
I still don't know what that is.
Well, a tenacious D or the D?
You the bad thing or the
I want to say that Callista's raises one eyebrow and just looks at him with a smirk.
Oh boy.
Well, if any of you have been reading on your folklore, you may know who this D is. Famous myth, some people call him. And he is very much real.
Yes, Susan
But
found him.
if I'm drunk, I do know who he is.
Right,
I him up.
I'm going to see if I can very, very, very discreetly cast Divine Sense.
Oh shit.
I want to see if he's good or evil.
Okay, try it.
It just happens.
Okay. So Divine Sense just literally identifies whether he's evil or good.
Yeah.
Does it not-
It lets me know if he's evil or good, or if he's like. It lets me know the location of any. That's
Okay.
basically it.
No worries. So you use your Divine Sense, you just like try to look deep within his soul to see if there's more of a good side, more of a bad side to him as a person. You do sense evil about him. You can't help but shake that he's not all evil.
Okay.
He's lawful, but he may not be. He may not have been born or bred evil. Put it that way.
Okay.
Can I still offer him alcohol?
You can.
Like, beer?
You absolutely can. Why don't you actually roll me a persuasion check to see if you can offer him your ale appropriately.
Give me a moment. Perception, performance, persuasion. I think this is the one. Nope, I can't. I can't do nada.
so
I
you-
can do nada.
You like pull out a tankard, fill it up. You offer it to him, and he looks over to you and just says, "Sadly, I am not one of drink. I do apologize."
Damn it.
Now that you know the name of my master, is there anything you wish to know before we get this underway?
How long will it take to get to D?
I am not taking you anywhere.
Oh.
It'll be you, all of you. This is just me, right here, right now, in front of the
Where?
entire city of Dagbon.
Quick question. Before you go anywhere, I don't mean to interrupt. Where can we find him? Where can we find this almighty D?
I'm afraid even I don't know that information. He is my master and he does speak to me, but can't say I've ever met the man. I know that I must follow in his footsteps, do as he asks.
But what makes you think that you can take on all of us?
That is a damn good question, Paladin. Well, allow me to do this. And he puts his arms out and just leaves them out there. Looks towards you all and just says, "I will give each and every one of you an equal blow against me. Before
I'm not
strike
blowing
you."
anyone.
What?
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Damn it, Tabe.
So we
Each
all
and
get
every
one shot each.
Each and every one of you may attack me once, in any which way you want, with any attack. And I will not retaliate. On one condition. I get to attack once. And that is all that I ask.
Do we have to attack, or can we just stand still and do nothing and you will attack none of us who have attacked?
Let's put it this way. I was tasked by my master to see how tough you really are. If you refuse to attack me, let's just say that the king standing on that rampart won't be king for much longer. Either he dies, or you fight me.
Wait.
Fair enough.
Wait,
I
did you
withdraw
say-
my. I shall withdraw my Valstruck and charge in and swiping him with my almighty might with a drunken rage, done with everything I have.
Just before you do, Craig, what was it that you were saying?
Did that mean I get to punch you?
It does indeed.
Woohoo! I immediately charge.
Brilliant. So, everyone, roll for initiative! And of course, just roll d20 with your initiative modifier.
Oh. Well, here we go. Keeping with tradition.
Oh, this is where we found out I didn't. Wait, what one do I have to click?
So it's your initiative.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good, cool. We're both as slow as each other.
I think your initiative is actually with your dexterity modifier.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So just roll a dex one
You
then.
can roll a dex check, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because if it's under skills, I'm missing one and I don't know what one it is.
It's not skills. Well, alright.
Well,
9, 7. Fuck.
Then we
I've
damn.
got heavy armor.
9
Yeah.
and that's 7 with. Right. So with these selections actually coming in, with the fact that Craig and with the fact that Ericust and Benwick are just charging out to him, it's actually Callista's turn first.
Oh, okay. I would like to, before I run into him, or I could do this as I'm running into him, I would like to turn into my green dragon wormling, if that's okay.
Okay, cool. Like you just like you just manifest into like this green dragon wormling and stand like in front of him, kind of like being.
Yeah, bitch. I think mentally.
Anything else you want to do with that, or?
Am I able to do my poison breath?
I'm gonna let you do that because he said, "Yep, attack me once. Want to do it? Go for it."
Alright, so what do I have to do for this one? I always forget how to roll this one.
So poison breath. I believe that's it should say.
66?
That's
right?
the damage.
Sorry.
If you're trying to hit it, it'll be your D20 plus, because it's more of a ranged attack, that'll be the Wormling's dexterity modifier.
Which is 12. So, what do I sorry, I always forget how to do this.
That's a +1 chance to hit, so D20 plus 1. Oh shit.
Oh!
Wow.
That crit do.
So you just like you bellow in a bunch of air, meaning like your long running like backwards, and as you bend it back forward again, you just let out this huge gas cloud of poison. It just engulfs Yoshimoto completely, and just blows straight through him. Now, damage-wise, okay, how much damage did it say you would roll?
It just says, creature in that area must make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw, taking 21 brackets 66.
That's absolutely fine. So I want you to roll 12d6 instead of 6.
12d6.
This could
Yes.
either go really well or really
God.
wrong.
Sorry, 12d6 plus 6, did you say?
Yes. Well,
God.
just 12d6, or yeah, that does it.
Wow. Okay.
Oh! Wow!
Okay. Jesus.
Big F off cloud of damage. So your cloud of like pure poison just gusts straight into him, even goes into the trees behind you, and the trees that are affected by the poison just like quickly corrode and just turn into like rotten wood as the gas like slowly dissipates into the rest of the air. But you still look in front of you as where Yoshimoto is standing, and he's still standing there perfectly with no seeming damage on him at all, with his arms still wide open ready to accept more.
God damn. Oh, I'll give you more.
That's what she said.
Fine, I move my dragon wormling self out the way so the other guys can give him somewhat of a dent.
Good. Right. Next is Venric as your charger.
Right, as I'm charging, I will use Valstruck dual-handed, and I want to go for a jump downward strike with all my might. Go for that downward slash through the head, trying to cut him in half.
Okay, roll it.
Right. So that's for Valstruck, dual-handed. Dom, is it possible for you to put like a figure on, because Valstruck, I can actually now choose a target on roll 20.
I'll just find a placeholder just to put on there, but it gives you something. Let's just find. Bear with me.
Yeah, just like anything. Like even an orc or something.
There should be something there for you.
Whereabouts is it? I'm trying to think. Where did you put it, Dom?
Right there.
Right there. Whereabouts?
All we can see is just like hills and a river sort of thing.
Yeah, there's no one
I
there.
do apologise.
Ah, he's ginger.
I see nothing at the moment. Give me a moment, because at the moment, unless it's really scaled in. Oh, there we go. There we go. Beautiful.
Oh wow.
On that person. No attribute was found targeted. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Right, so that's quite good. So it was 14 to hit. You go in to strike him, as you said, doing like a jumping downward slash with all of your might. And as you do that downward slash, you're convinced that you've hit him. Like you felt like steel clash with flesh. And yet you look up, no damage seems to be on him at all, as he is still standing there with his hands and arms wide.
Damn it.
Because you were charging and you attacked after your charge, that'll have to be your full turn.
However, I do have a bonus action.
Oh,
You have my bonus action, don't I, Dom?
what would you like
Don't
to do?
forget you can only hit him once.
But it is a bonus action. I can still hit him afterwards.
You don't want to risk that. He might just turn around and just one shot you.
Kill the king.
I'll
He
risk.
said one
I
shot
will-
each.
I will risk that. I will risk that.
Can I sit on Venric because of this?
If things go tits up, sure.
I'm sure I can do a secondary turn if needs be. I might be mistaken, but I'm sure I can.
Would it be a physical attack of sorts, or would it be magical?
I'm sure it's a physical. I'm not too sure.
Let me have a look at your character sheet with you, because it depends if you have extra attack on your sheet or not. Let's see.
I think I did, but I'm not too sure. Again, I'm sorry for the viewers at home. I'm sure I could.
Yeah, you've got extra attack, so you can attack again.
Excellent. What by? Because again, I couldn't remember what it's by.
So just attack again. Simple as.
What with Valstruck?
Yep, with Valstruck.
Excellent. I will attack again with Valstruck to thinking to myself, you know what? I'm in this. I can do this. He's right in front of me. I can hit him. He is there.
Yeah.
I cannot miss.
Then
Roll
Roll
it again,
2
please.
incoming.
Roll it again, please. Okay. 15 to hit with a bunch of damage behind it. I like it. Right. So you look up from your first attack, and you just slash like diagonally upwards as if to like catch him off guard and slash him, like similar to how the guards that were killed like got that big diagonal slash across their chests. Again, you feel like your steel butt first straight into flesh, and yet you look at him after successfully hitting, still no damage, no effects on his clothing, nothing, and he's still standing there with his arms wide open. You do identify though, he has his eyes closed, and a big smirk on his face.
Well, I can't move anymore, so I just have to be standing in front of him.
I'm sure if we get to walk up and just have one smacker piece, you can just gracefully walk away.
Okay, that,
Again, I can't move anymore, so I've just to stand right in front of him at the moment.
no worries. You can stand there being big, intimidating drunk dwarf that you are. Next it's Tabe.
God. Okay. I think I'm going to use my shield mainly because a good defense is a great offense.
Yep.
So, I am going to walk quite casually
Sure.
and put my shield in between Venric and I'll write the name down, Yoshimoto. Okay?
Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to say, bring it on, Ginger Nut.
Wait, he's a ginger Asian guy.
Yeah, ginger Asian biscuit.
Well, you don't know if he's actually ginger or not. He's wearing that hat. This is just a placeholder for people to attack. So, if you want him ginger, I'll make that happen in the future. Anyway.
Please do. That'd be great.
A ginger nut. Right. So that is your thing. You step on forward. In the gap is like embedded that giant shield of yours in between each other, and it's like we're ready, bitch.
Yeah, literally. Bring it on, motherfucker! You cannot break through this shield. Oosh.
Now, do you want to stick there being all intimidating, or do you want to try hitting him with something and then going back behind the shield, or?
We don't need more bloodshed.
Oh, right, like it. Right, solid turn. I like that one. Right, next it's Ericust.
Cool.
And if Susan is out with you, Susan.
Wouldn't she still be recovering at this point? Because I already
Yes, she
blasted
would be.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is all me. Oh.
So not
You
much
can
then.
do it! You can do it!
Would you like a run up? I can throw you.
Me. Alright. So trust the old stick
Yep.
to basically take a swing at him, like baseball style, while I'm running at him.
Okay. Yep. I like it. You're charging forward. You got trusty stick out, running over, baseball swinging. Go for that hit.
Did you do it?
Wow.
22
Oh.
to hit,
Oh, lovely.
4 damage.
Nice. So you like do like a big horizontal strike towards like the abdomen region, with like just swinging your big stick. As you swing that stick, similar to Venric, you feel like a collision against like flesh as your sting comes back in. But when you look over, he's just standing there. He hasn't shifted.
Right. I'm gonna use Flurry of Blows.
Oh damn.
Everyone's using
An
2
attack
attacks and everyone's gonna die.
With my
That's
I
fine.
only used one.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, just bearing in mind, these guys have do things and bonus actions. And you did kind of say, just let it out. Do your one
You
thing.
did say everything you got,
Yeah.
and I kind of already blew my load already, so this is all I've got.
Don't worry, if we fuck up, I'll just put my womanly charm on him again.
I don't think that'll work.
Oh, it always works somehow.
Get, you
Work
get,
with me.
get another point towards the greatest game ever. Window, bingo.
That's the first attack.
Who's got bingo ready and who's not so far off? Another one
second
for
attack.
you in the bingo.
15
Okay,
to hit.
so with your
Okay, 22 to hit first,
lovely. So
which
with,
would be 7 damage if it does.
so with your flurry of blows, you like with the stick returning to you, you use that momentum of swinging your stick back to like go and do like a one punch, like serious punch, like straight to the chest, followed by another one across like his like face. And you go in, you land it, and as you punch into both his chest and then his face followed afterwards, his face doesn't move. You clutch onto flesh. It doesn't feel like it's reinforced with anything magical or anything along those lines. But he's just not reacting again, not moving again. He's just taking it like a boss.
Alright. So,
Now I have One Punch Man stuck in my
I
head.
have the extra attack.
You do. You
To
have
hit him
extra attack.
again with the stick.
Here we go.
With both hands like a damn hammer.
Lovely. Grab the stick.
I'll-
Swingity swing.
Alright, because I want to do this versatile, that would be 1d8, so do that. That's 8 to hit. That's gonna miss easily.
So you go to hit with the overhead, using your momentum as you've hopped back off of his chest to then swing back down. You just hit the floor in front of him.
So,
No points.
in frustration, flurry of blows again.
Okay, go for it.
You can really do this?
Yeah, this is Monk.
Yep.
I'm assuming
punch
you
the
can
shit
do
out
it
of him.
twice, I'm guessing, because the 2
One.
attacks and then...
Yes. I'll do the 2 together.
Lovely.
Wow. That was a natural 1 on the first attack.
Oh damn.
You stub your toe and
So
instantly die.
you're because the stick landed on the first one. You go to swing at your first punch, and the stick is like still kind of attached to you, and you just face plant face first. It's like, let me try that again.
You're basically one of those gymnastic fails.
Redo!
And then you just like hop up and just like give him a straight up punch right where straight forward where his abdomen is in front of you. And again, he just takes it. You see like slight ripple go across his skin because of the force of it. But again, doesn't move. Doesn't seem to be clenched by your damage at all.
Well, would I have counted as using a bonus action already?
Technically, no.
Your flurry of bows raises a bonus action, does it not?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Ah. Then yeah, that's basically it then.
Like,
Otherwise, I would have disengaged. But I'm just gonna
Alrighty.
stand there.
you just stand there being all like badass mini monk pose style. And then lastly, we have Ziziskin.
Okay, so first off, I'm just going to say, when you are returning the blows to our party, I make one request. Should any of these blows be lethal, please let me tend to their wounds before you strike me.
So you what, Paladin? I will agree to your terms. Now come, strike me down like you did Shockjammer.
Oh shit, didn't even roll. That's brilliant.
Does that mean you're gonna blow yourself up?
I would say something, but that would be so dark.
Oh damn.
Bearing in mind, I also cast Under a Smite, which allows me to do an extra 2d6 thunder damage.
No worries, roll that extra thunder damage on top.
And alongside that, if the target is a creature, which he is, he must succeed a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from me and knocked prone.
No worries. Let me see how this goes. Okie dokie. What is your what is just your strength? Your strength stat is 22 now, isn't it?
22, yeah.
So I'm going to say he fails on that one, for the
Okay.
sake of it. So he is struck by like your hit with a battle axe and the thunderous strike, as like clouds seem to just suddenly form out of nowhere above you as you strike down, and as it does, everyone just sees like this bolt of thunder crash down onto Yoshimoto as he is driven back, forced back 10 feet, as you see like an embed in the ground of him being pushed backwards, and yet he's still standing there with his arms wide open, with that smirk of his just getting that little bit bigger, still yet to see any damage befall upon him.
Oh boy.
Anything else you wanted to do at all? Or?
No. That's it.
Okie dokie. So with all of this done, Yoshimoto, he looks towards you all as he slowly brings down his arms, and he actually claps his hands lightly as he looks towards you and goes, "Fantastic, great. Now I see the power of a Befeld shock jammer. Very, very, very good. But I'm afraid, my friends, you have a long way to go. But on your journey, I will give you something to remember by. When as you are struck by this blade, you will see where you must go." And he just grabs onto the sheath of the blade, latches onto the handle, and just just does like a very slow, elongated unsheath of it, as he reveals like this gleaming silver blade coming out from the sheath. As he does this, I want everyone to roll me an Arcana check.
Oh god, if I end up getting like a surprisingly high roll with this. 12. Alright.
For an 18. 21.
1.
21.
Wow, I got worse than the gnome.
Wow. So,
Wait.
Tabe, Ericus, and Callista, you look at this sword and just go, "That's a pretty nice sword.
It is very nice.
Very pretty." Whilst Ziskin and Venric, as for two dwarfs, you look at this sword and something's not quite right. In particular, you're able to see, like, just quickly out of the corner of your eye, but you swore you saw something moving inside the sword itself.
Okay.
So he's taken this sword and he's stretched this out. He puts the sword out in front of him, just straight forward. And as he does, he seems to go like in focuses. Looks up at you all one more time. He says, "This blow will give you simply a taste of my master's fury. Come, rise, onigiri!" And as he does, you just see, boom, from this sword, like a power elemental style thunder dragon just emits from this blade's tip. You just see the face staring down at all of you with this intimidating glare. He just strikes up his sword and does a very simple vertical slash just down where you guys are. And effectively, it rocks all of you to the point where everyone is knocked down and flown 10 feet backwards. Your health values...
Even my fat dragon ass.
Oh yes. And I'm sad to say, your health values are down to 1.
All of us.
All of you.
I blame the dragon!
Fuck you.
I meant the other dragon!
Oh shit, okay.
Okay.
Also, can I just say, did you say that his move was called Onigiri?
Onigiri, yes.
So, it means rice ball. His
I thought the
attack,
exact same thing.
he just threw a rice ball at us and killed us, basically.
Death by deliciousness.
Fuck yeah.
Yet again defeated by a rice ball.
Defeated by
You mean a delicious hamburger, right?
You guys have been...
No, it's a jelly-filled donut.
That's the one.
You've been flown for 10 feet backwards and laying on the floor at this point. Your weapons and gear haven't been severely damaged, but you have been rocked by simply one slash of this guy's sword. And
I'd simply say, Yoshimoto, you will hold me to your word, that is correct?
correction,
He will hold you.
correction, my friend Paladin. And as he says that, he sheaths his sword back in to the sheath, and looks towards you as he actually kneels down, just to give more. And you actually see his eyes for the first time beaming blue as he looks at you and just goes, "I will not do any more damage. I've seen what I've had to see from my master." I will let you all go about your way and let the people of Dagboulder know what you have come in contact with. Just know this. That was simply one of my attacks. When we next meet, you must be able to survive everything I bring.
I'll be sure to live up to your standards.
Bring it, bitch.
Can I suggest one thing, good sir, Yoshimita? That I forget your name. I've drunk
Rice
quite.
ball.
Yoshi Pizza.
Yeah. Can we?
Yoshimoto.
Yoshimoto. Yeah. Thank you. Can we drink at least first before we duel in combat? I want to see how you fare in a drinking contest.
I mean, he has a giant dragon, so...
You're borderline bleeding out
try-
and still
try-
thinking about drinking.
Try
I
persuade him.
always think about drinking.
Yeah, you know what? Even if you're in your withered state, try and persuade him. Go for it.
Excellent.
During all this, I just want to walk around everyone and just give them a little pat on the back and use 5 points of lay on hands on everyone.
Ah, that's cool.
Persuasion.
So we now have like 6 health.
Yes.
Cool.
Everybody
That was a
does-
D20 with a 2 charisma equals 11 plus 2.
Lovely. Right, so you're still adamant that you want your drinking contest out of this guy. This guy is not going until you have at least tested his ale percentage. He just simply looks at you and just goes, "Sadly, as much as I would love to partake in another challenge, I'm afraid I am needed elsewhere. This is not the only place my master has tasked me to go and complete a test. As I said, we'll meet again. Let's be prepared. If you're not, you will not be living on a thread. Be dead." And upon saying that, he simply turns around and enters the forest behind him, just like seemingly not fazed by anything that's gone on, and before you realise has just vanished from inside of the forest in front of you.
Well, we've got a lot of preparation to do then.
Can I turn back to normal now?
You already
Yep.
were back in home.
I wasn't.
Oh yeah, you were down one. No.
God, I was my dragoon.
That's fine. You transform back to normal. As you,
Wait, holy
as-
shit, that was a dragon? Where did the dragon go? Wait, what?
Dom, can I have one of my potions to myself and roll 6d6 to myself?
you can
And just drink one of my potions?
go ahead. As you do that, and you're helping each other up and recuperating a little bit. The king has charged out to you guys with Markson and Honorus by your sides. Gerald is held back at the barricades, just making sure that the guards are still at the ready, just in case anything else pops out again. And as the king, Markson, and Honorus comes towards you, you get a glimpse where Honorus just puts up his staff towards you guys, and you all feel pretty darn invigorated again. And Honorus pretty much just brings you back all to full health again.
Well, I feel less helpful.
What a dude.
So we'll be back to full
Thanks,
health.
bro. And I give him a wink.
Hey, Paladin,
I
maybe
didn't even get a thank you. Whoa, why is everyone good against the paladin?
Even though I've just done 24 HP to myself, because I've rolled 23 in my HP, in my potion, and considering I had 1 HP, so it would have brought me back to 24.
That's fine. So you would have drank your drink first, but then you would have felt like Honorus's healing abilities whilst you were drinking and thinking that was exceptionally better than last time.
Excellent.
So,
I want to thank Ziskin because I couldn't speak to him when he did heal me because I was a fat ass dragon. So, thanks.
You're welcome.
So the king's jazzed out to you guys with Markson and Honorus, and looks towards you all and just says, What happened, my friends? We just saw a gigantic thundercloud of some kind come over you.
You ever heard of the name Yoshimoto?
Like, he looks towards Polnarus and Arxon, trying to see if they know anyone by that name also, and looks back towards you and goes, "Oh, I've never heard of a name like that. Was that the name of the person right here?"
That was the name of the guy we just encountered, and he had quite a strong association with
The D.
D.
Whatever that
And
is.
he wrecked us all, which reduced our health to at least 1 HP.
We got our asses beat.
Yeah, we're okay, we're kicking. I suppose, maybe, give or take. We need more help.
Yeah.
Okay, with that done, the king looks at you all and insists that we all start walking back over to Dagboulder as you see a group of guards walking out in order to put up like a defensive wall of lances and shields to mask the retreat just in case. And as you guys do, the king just looks back and says to you all, "This is much dire than I truly originally thought. He truly does exist. And now that you have tasted what a simple part of him can do, you must find him, destroy him once and for all. Are you willing to help me, my friends?"
Of course.
Of course, my liege.
Not unless beer is involved.
Beer is always involved.
Well, I guess I would like a rematch, so
Cool.
maybe this time I can actually hit him. Maybe Susan can actually hit him this time.
So with everyone doing that, you realise that Markson has been like whipping out a journal, writing a lot of things down this whole time, and he looks towards Her Majesty quickly and just goes, "Your Majesty, seems as if his tracks were heading towards the city of Clockwork." "Not that city." "Yes, Your Highness."
Is that the human that was writing that down?
"Yes, that was it."
Alright.
Does clockwork mean anything, Your Majesty?
Oh, clockwork.
What did you think he said?
I'm afraid so.
Then
He's heading towards the city of Clockwork and we have no time to lose. The city of Clockwork is a very valuable, very, very valuable city that cannot be affected by this individual, especially if D has interest in it. My friends, as soon as we have recuperated, I must insist that you head towards the city of Clockwork right away.
Let's go then.
Before we get on our way, where is a good armor smith to find better weapons than we have? Because my weapon doesn't seem to be hitting this person. I need to find a better weapon than what I currently have.
Yeah, I feel like we could always being a little bit more prepared.
That's fair. And with that in mind, the king himself looks towards you all and just says, "I have a perfect thing in mind." And he clicks his fingers, and as he does, he gets like one of his stewards to come out towards him and says to you all, "I have the perfect idea. Now, each one of you, I have one request. Roll me, I'm just going to check if it works on Roll20, so bear with me. Yes, it does. I want everyone to roll me one 100-sided die. So a D100.
D100, oh fuck.
Oh.
33!
And effectively, when he clicks his hand clicks his fingers for his steward, he accumulates, like he whispers in his ear, and a series of stewards come out with a series of pouches that are given to each and every one of you. This number that you have just rolled for yourself is the amount of gold you have been given.
Oh, hell yeah. 74.
I was kind of hoping I could get like 16,000.
And the king himself looks towards you and says, "And this is just a down payment. Once you have set off for the city of Clockwork, if you ever return to Dagboulder, be ready, because I will have something organised for you that will surely make up for everything that you have done so far, and prepare us for the next phase, if it comes.
Where is this weaponsmith that you was talking about?
Okay, so he points, like, he grabs one of his stewards and insists when his steward shows you guys to the armor as you enter back in the dag boulder. He has to make his due with the rest of his cohorts for now, but insists that the armor smith that he's guided you to is the best guy for the job. You meet him. He's a bit of a burly guy. He's got like a slash mark over one of his eyes with a white iris. He seems to have been in a previous battle of sorts, or he might have had a smithing accident. But this doesn't seem to have affected him, as you see his wares from around you in many different shapes and sorts, and these different weapons with even different materials gleaming around you. He stares up towards you all and just simply says, "Ah, the heroes are upon me. What have I done to deserve this pleasure?"
You make stuff.
We require a better arm.
That's all I'm
We
saying.
need stuff.
Give stuff. I mean, buy stuff. With this stuff.
Weapons.
I just,
Okay, so we're gonna go through
the
this
whole
one at a
concept of
time.
gold.
We'll go through this one at a time for everyone. So, what I want you all to do is just roll me just a simple D20, and that'll determine who we saw first.
Oh, baby. It's
Oh,
a
damn.
critical.
Dang,
Just straight up D20.
straight up D20.
Hey, second.
I am so lost.
No.
Of course, when there's nothing
Wow.
to punch,
Damn.
I can get towards the top.
Wait,
I
so,
get some goods to wait.
so Callisto, out of the things that the armory could potentially offer you, what would you be after?
Well, I can use simple weapons or martial weapons. So, what does one have to offer?
Well, he looks
In
towards
that
you,
weird thing.
sees the gear that you're currently donning, even your little head seems a little bit distressed. My shiny metal death seems to surround it.
I'm guessing he's hiding behind my leg.
Yeah, totally. And as that all goes, the armourer just stands up. Oh, sorry, armourer says weaponsmith dude. Stands up.
Blacksmith.
That's it. But much better word than what I had. Yeah. Goes up to one of his walls, grabs off of it, and hands you a scimitar. And simply says to you, "Now, lassie, I think you've done this quite well. This scimitar of mine was handed down to one of the great elves in the Everglades. They crafted it back there, but I did a little bit of reinforcement here and there."
Okay, do you... sorry about this, sir, but do you not have a dainty weapon such as a rapier?
He looks.
I'm pretty sure scimitars are actually pretty nimble weapons anyway, aren't they?
They're kind of curved, but my person
nimble.
kind of... She prefers rapiers because it's... you know.
Elegant.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so he strokes his beard a little bit, but clocks onto something, takes their scimitar back and hangs it back upon his wall, looks again, and instead takes down what is a rapier. But you see that the handle of the rapier, like the handguard of it, is actually quite ornate. As if it was of a unique design. Even on it has the little embroidery of an anvil on it. As he says to you, "Ah, now this beauty I've been working on for a while. Someone commissioned this from the Royal Guard a while back, but they never came to pick it up. I wonder where they went. Anyway, not a bother, it's now on sale. And, well, as you can see, it's even got my hallmark on there. That anvil can last you for 1,000 years. Guarantee. For your money back."
Ooh. Okay. Can I take the weapon to try it out?
You can indeed. He's got like some stuffed dummies that you can stab at if you want to.
Cool. Would I have to roll anything for it, or?
Oh no, that's fine. You take
I was
like
gonna say.
take like a good few like lunges, jabs, and even like some like quick slashes at this thing, just to get a good like arm of the rapier, and you quite like it. It suits your arm very well.
Hell yeah. Thank you, good sir.
Welcome, lassie. Now, let's talk money.
Okay.
Now, I've been working on that bad boy for quite a while, and as I said, it used to be going for one of the royal guards. I couldn't possibly go any lower than 25 gold pieces.
Sure thing. How about, can I try to do 20? Do I have to roll him roll a persuasion?
Please.
Ooh.
So you do like a little bit of your charm as like you as you go back up to him, and he's like, you know what, you're a hero and a fine good lass. 20 it is.
Yes. Thank you, good sir.
So I can just slap down 20 gold pieces, and that's your rapier.
Tail swishes. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Goodbye.
So, Ericus, what would you want?
Okay. I take the orb, Susan's orb, off my side,
Okay,
holding it in one hand, and I take off one of my gauntlets.
right,
I still have and have never used.
yep.
I hold them both up, raise the orb slightly, and go, can you put this? And then lift up the gauntlet into this.
And he looks at it with quite a bit of intrigue. He's never quite seen like an orb like that before, but kind of sees what you're on about, sees what you're trying to get done.
Oh.
He looks at you and he says, "I'll gladly do it for you, lad. It'll take me a good day to put something together for you, but I reckon I can do it."
Yeah, that'll be fine. Just be careful with it, alright?
Don't worry. In my hands, everything's in good shape, and we'll stay it or your money back.
Also, do not say fire the thing under any condition.
Noted. I'll keep that in mind.
Because she will blast you.
Now, lad, for a custom job like this, see, I'm not too sure what this orb thing is, but it might take a little bit of my proper know-how to try and integrate this into this, as he's like juggling both in his hands. And he looks at you and just goes, "This is quite a big job. Don't go any lower than 30.
But yeah, is that a lot? I just took is that a lot?
Oh, sorry. 30, did you say?
Yes, lassie.
Could we say 25?
I'm persuaded again.
Okay.
He looks at you again and just thinks, fine, you know what,
Damn.
20.
There you go.
You're bloody lucky you're good at the eyes, lass.
So I open the pouch. I look back up at the list. It's like lift it up. I don't know how much is 25. I can't.
He said 20.
20. How much is 20? Because
I take the little pouch from you and put 20 on the table for you, so you can't reach it either.
So if you return in 24 hours, you'll get your reward.
Yeah.
Right. Ziskin, what would you ask for?
You see, I'm a little bit right, because obviously all I got from that little sack of gold was 45, and all I had prior to that was 25, so I only have like 70 gold, which, sure, but, I mean, I want to see if I can have my my axe upgraded.
Okay, so he has he puts his arms out and he says, "Do you mind if I have a look at your axe, lad?"
Of course, so I just hand him my axe.
Okay, he latches onto your axe, he like gets a firm good grip of it, gets to like a feeling of the weight. Even like,
I just say, be careful with that. It's a family heirloom.
like, oh, don't worry, laddie. You can tell about the lineage. He like flips it round, has a look at the handle, and just goes, "Well, by Jove! Didn't tell me one of my ancestors worked on this thing."
Really?
Yeah, it says so right here. And he takes this towards you, points out like some engravings on the back of the axe, just at like part of the top hilt of the axe. You see this engraved watermark on there, and that watermark is actually an engraving from one of his ancestors, quite a few years ago, back during the events of the Great War. So this axe has seen a few battles, but has been kept in pristine condition all this time.
Excellent.
So you look,
I'm sure your ancestors would love for you to work on it alongside them.
True right there, laddie. It's a bit of an honour, to be honest. And he gets a good feel of it. He sees how he can like probably sharpen a little bit there, tidy up a little bit here, strengthen that little bit there, and looks towards you and goes, "Now, lad, you know, lad, really big job to work on a family heirloom like this, and I need to make sure I take my time with it. I said to that laddie over there, he's going to take 24 hours for his little doodad to be put in the other thing. This is going to take me at least 48 hours. But
I just kind
promise
of turn around to everyone else and just say, is that okay?
It's good with me.
I nod.
Do it.
As long as you're paying the beer, I'm fine with this.
I'll get you a drink.
A drink? You need to buy me 2 kegs at least.
Fine.
Done.
So he looks at you and just goes, "Right, with that in mind, laddie, I've got to ask for at least 45.
That's not a problem. I had him 45 straight out.
Oh, lovely. Slap 45 in on like his desk. He takes your axe, puts it on like a special rack of things he works on, and makes sure that it's like covered up, just so like no one gets the wrong ideas or tries to pick it in an evening or something like that. He makes sure that is secure.
I'm
Liz is
assuming
happy
I
and
noticed
wipes her
that.
forehead. Phew.
I'm assuming I notice he's being extra careful with it, don't I?
Oh, true that. You may not be as well. You're a little bit versed in the ways of smithing, so you can tell that that your axe is probably in the best hands of this city.
Okay, I just slide him an extra 5 gold and just give him a nod and a smile.
Okay, he gives you a wink back and a nod as if to say, "I'll do you right."
Good.
Right, Benrick, what would you ask for?
I would like to actually pull something out of my bag,
Ooh.
if possible. I like to pull out the tail of the displacer beast and ask the blacksmith if he can do anything with this.
He has a look at that tail, even takes it from you and identifies it a little bit. Even like taking like one of his like little magnifying glasses over his eye, just to like get a good look as if he's trying to search for something within the tail. And he looks up at you and just goes, "Well, lad, if you want me to, how good are you when it comes to hammers?"
I prefer my axes, but I am intrigued by your hammers. What do you have in mind?
Well, you hear me out on this one, laddie. What if I told you gave me similar time to this gentleman over here? You gave me 48 hours. I told you I could turn this tail into a devastating hammer.
What does your hammer produce from? I am intrigued, blacksmith. Give me what it does.
Well, you see here, laddie, I just identified your tail a little bit. Still got plenty of poison residue left on these tips, so it's very, very dangerous. But use my good knowledge, take my time with it, to be able to make you a hammer where if you smack an enemy hard enough, even if they don't die, they'll at least be infected with some of the juice that's left in this bad boy.
What axes do you have that you can give me? What is your best quality of that?
Like he doesn't help but notice Valstrug that you've got on you, and looks around his armaments. He looks back towards you and just goes, "In honesty, laddie, I think that axe of yours that you've got on your back is the best thing here."
I shall hold on to my gold and Valstrug and the tail of the displaced beast and just go, "Good sir, is there any other things that you are capable of doing?"
Depends what you're after, laddie.
I seem to be lacking in, I suppose, armor. I suppose. Let us see what your best armor is.
I would say the same.
Well, this is bearing in mind with your character. If you don armor, you actually don't get the bonus of unarmored affinity. So
I thought because it was a brewmaster, because it's no longer a barbarian, I would have thought it would be still a case of I would need armor. I'm not too sure.
Just check for it.
Because it's not really it's not a barbarian, it's now a brewmaster.
I know, but you still have unarmored defense.
Oh, do I?
So your high AC is dependent on the idea that you don't wear armor.
I thought it was a case of a brewmaster could actually wear armor.
There's nothing stopping you to actually wear armor, you just won't gain the benefit of armored defense. So it's up to you.
There's no point. I will hold on to the tail of displaced beast and go. And actually, I will sell all. I'll just go to the blacksmith. You know what, good sir? I will sell you my battle axe and my hand axe. What is the best possible you can give me for these? And I'll just hand them over, because I do no longer need them, to the blacksmith and just go, what is your best offer for this battle axe and this hand axe?
He takes them from you, gives him like a good swing around in his hands, like a good clench around their holsters and getting a good feel of them all. Looks up at you and just goes, "Fine work, lad. We've seen a fair few battles, but I can get some good work out of these. What's say 10?
How about 15? I want to do an intimidation. Intimidation. I want to intimidate him. Just go, you're gonna pay me 15.
Hey, go for it.
$11.
So you go to be like a little bit intimidating as you go up to him in the way of thinking, go on. You really want to piss me off with that offer? And he steps up to you and just goes, lad, they've seen a bit of battle and I've got some better stuff here and I can work on these. 10 is 10.
Fine. I will not argue.
So he just
10 for the pair or 10 for each.
That's 10 for a pair, lad.
So 5 gold each.
Hey.
I like, if it's possible, Dom. If it's possible, I'd like to try and do a persuasion and say 10 for the pair.
Hey, go for it.
I thought he's already doing 10 for the pair.
Yeah, he is. You mean 10 individually?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you just did.
15.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Like you think you like even though the intimidation didn't work, you feel like you want to maybe retract a little bit, get more on his level, be a little bit, take a little bit of a hint from how Callista worked things, but obviously don't feminize it. Just walk
Not
back.
so sexually. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, unless that's your thing.
And you just talk to her about it, just go, well, you are one of the heroes of the city. You know what? 10 for both, individually.
Excellent. I'll take it.
I think he just goes into the coffers, like, and just gives you like a bag of 20 gold from you there.
Beautiful.
This guy is a pushover.
Well, you're doing so well. Right. Last but not least, Tane. What would you like?
I walk up to the blacksmith and I place down my warhammer. I say, any way to improve this? Just a basic gladiator warhammer that I've used in many a fight.
He looks
Got
down
some
at,
history.
he looks down at the warhammer, sees like the battered parts of it all, even sees like some old like blood residue from quite a fight ago. You obviously smashed the skull in.
I do like the smell of blood.
He can just see the history brimming off of this thing, and he looks up at you and just goes, "Alright, if you want me to, I can clean up this bad boy, but on top of that, make this bad boy as good as the first day you used it."
Early memories. I could feel the sort of the delight in smashing skulls again. It sounds great.
Lovely.
That sounds perfect to me.
Right. He's willing to get this done for you. He looks really, really psyched about it, especially because of the pure history this like warhammer just emits just from laying in front of him. And he looks up at you and just goes, now for a weapon with this much history behind it, I could probably do the great work on it for 35.
For a weapon that has kept with me all these years, I'd say that's a good price.
Doubly. Right. 35 moolahs. Snapped onto him, exchange is made. We take that warhammer, similar to how he treated Ziskin's axe. Like, probably wrap it up, put it to one side, because he knows he's got some busy days ahead of him to get
Nice.
everything put together. And with all of that done, guys, and audience at home, that is where we will end episode 1 of Season 2, D6, the D&D Adventures. That's where we will end for now.
Well, can I make my
horn.
way back to the tavern?
So like everyone just breaks off to the tavern afterwards. It's like, well, we've got to kill a few days.
Prostitutes, that's what I want.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Straight away, right in my tiny hole.
Oh wow.
That's
Okay.
That's unexpected.
I'm just gonna go to the tavern and get fucking slaughtered.
Lovely. Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed this first episode of the return of D6 with D&D Adventures. If you have any thoughts that you want to add, or any compliments, or any not-so-nice compliments that you want to add, in the comments, go ahead and do. If you did enjoy this and you want to share it to your friends, again, do it also. Let them know about the D6 fun and all that jazz. If you want to hit us up anywhere else, be sure to check the social media links down below and all that fun stuff. More stuff about D6 coming in the future, with my fellow adventurers and other adventurers alike. So, with all of that done, I will gladly say goodbye with everyone here, starting off with Craig. It's goodbye from Craig, aka Ericust.
Bye.
Goodbye from Callista, aka Kerry.
Sorry, I was just dying. Bye!
Who has had tonsillitis, so thank you very much for joining us. We have Nathan, aka Ziskin.
In a bit, fam.
Lovely. Ryan, aka Venric.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
And Tom, aka Tay.
Do not touch my spaghetti.
I like. And with all of that jazz, and from all of us here at D6 and D&D Adventures, keep rolling those die, and we'll be seeing you next time. Bye, guys!
Ta-da!
Bye.
Bye.